today, as I said, and it is. Come on down and we'll find another fossil. This is God's country. See how these sediments lay down? That up there's wash. That washed in millions of years ago, and each one of these layers of sediments is a time period. This is sedimentary rock. And as you look around, look at that. This right here was a shark. This shark was a giant 12 to 15 foot shark from Kansas. Now this is older than the Carcharodon megalodons they found in North Carolina. But this animal here, this creature, lived in 500 foot of water in western Kansas during the Cretaceous. This is exactly the way it laid down. It washed out of somewhere. When you find two or more shark's teeth, it's good evidence that there's more of it here. Only finding one still makes you curious that maybe there's some more here. It's always a good idea to take it with the sediments. That way they can age it even better. So, yeah, Georgia, we'll collect this one and we'll dig a little bit and see if we can find any more teeth. Yeah, Georgia, you want to dig some more? This is the best fossils I've ever had. It's a border collie. We're going to find a pteranodon right in through here. These sediments look like they're just absolutely perfect to replace the natural bone into mineral life. This is an extremely rare fossil and an extremely wonderful find. Yeah, we're looking at something good here. Look at the size of that rib. That's a rib coming out right here. Whew. Hallelujah. It looks to me like we found pteranodon, or Georgia did. Yeah, a flying reptile. Fantastic. It's going to be right back in there. It's going to be fun. What we're going to do is we're going to dig it back to and get down about 2 inches from the bone zone and then go slow. This is a Bonneri pteranodon. It's a small one. There could be a skull in here, and if there's a skull in here, it's really going to be significant scientifically. But tomorrow we're going to jacket this up with plaster, and Connor named this small pteranodon. It's called a Bonneri, and it's extremely small, extremely rare. Just imagine how small and thin this animal was, and it's right in this area, and the bones are stacked. So when we get home, we're going to find skull, and we're going to find all kinds of beautiful parts of this, and that all has to be in the lab. But what we're going to do today is we're going to dig around it, isolate it, and then we're going to jacket it. And there's more down here, and there's fossil here, and this pteranodon is going to be stacked in here, and the pieces are in exceptionally good condition. You can see all kinds of bone that's coming out of the sediments, and under here too. So basically this area right here is going to have that pteranodon. Needs burlap to reinforce it. Out here, 1 or 2 coats on this small of a jacket would be fine. So what we'll do is we'll cut some of this burlap and then we'll put it on this. But before we do that, we'll put it in the bucket and wet it so the plaster sticks really good to it. what we'll do is we'll let this burlap soak in the water for a few minutes, and then we'll put some plaster in the other buckets. Some foil on it. The fossils here, you cover it up like this so the plaster doesn't stick to the fossil. The bone zone in Kansas is not over 3 to 4 inches. In Montana, it could be 6 feet. So when you find fossils in Kansas, if the skull is this wide, it crushes down to 3 to 4 inches. So we feel pretty comfortable there isn't anything lower than this area here, and we're going to put some plaster and burn it. I'm mixing this plaster a little hot today because it's cold out. It'll make it easier for the plaster to set up if it's thicker. Wet plaster is harder, it takes longer to set up. So I got wet burlap here. I got to take that in consideration. perfect. Absolutely perfect. Renadon. Thanksgiving Day 2020. What a day. After 80 some million years, this pteranodon is going to be leaving its final resting place to a new museum. And I'll guarantee you it will end up in a museum. This is definitely a museum piece. Thank you. Yeah, little Georgia. Ready?
Go ahead.
Voila. That's how you collect them. See you next trip, and thank you so much.